Welcome to this afternoon's live demo session. We've actually got 4 speakers today. So first up is Kyle talking about the audio monitoring.
Good day. So Helios was kind of a initial thing that we set up, or I developed in about half a day this DebConf in response to our video team setup. So in general, the video team at DebConf covers 3 talk rooms with a mixer sound running to a camera, running to the stream. So effectively, we have 3 streams running all the time. With this, we run into the issue that stream audio monitoring is hard when you don't have ways of being able to gauge what the levels are except for what's going out on the mixing machines in each room. And we can't really be expected to have volunteers know how to keep levels flat and at the right level all the time without training and without a lot of experience. Luckily for us, the broadcast industry has already solved this issue with the introduction of EBU R128, which essentially is a loudness measure and recommendation used by the European Broadcast Union. And it gives an overall loudness that works quite well as a measure of consistency across different streams or different audio levels. So I managed to put together Helios, which is a Python library, essentially just a wrapper around FFmpeg, and to monitor each stream using ERB R128. And so essentially, this is the current live output for the 3 DebConf streams. Essentially, it's just pushing to a time series database with the current level averaged over time. So I don't try to take the instantaneous measurement. ERBU has 3 different measurements. It's an instantaneous, a momentary, and a integrated or overall. So I try to take the overall because it gives it a bit more of a smoothness and a better target for us to target. So each stream essentially just every once or so a second, or essentially whenever FFmpeg has a new update, pushes a value to the time series database. And we kind of get graphs like this. So we've got overall all 3 streams. All in one. It's a bit messy, but gives us an idea of relative levels. And then we can also go into each room itself. So at the moment, all of our streams are fairly consistent, though video conference here and mini auditorium could probably be pushed a little bit. But it allows us to view and deal with things as they come. So we can spot if someone's forgotten to send audio to the stream, or if we've got a mic that's very soft before people on the stream start to complain about it, or pretty much the same time as they start complaining about it. So if we go back to that, there's a couple of things that, because it's a prototype, I run into issues with fairly regularly. So FFmpeg hangs or starts returning loudness values of not a number, which I then have to stop and restart FFmpeg. I'm yet to work out exactly when it happens, but it seems to be with large changes in level. So if we end a stream, if we turn the volume down on a stream all the way, at like the end of the talk, that's generally when it happens. So I would like to replace the FFmpeg with pure Python so that if the module crashes, I don't have this zombie FFmpeg process running. Also allows me a bit more flexibility. So essentially just scraping from the RTMP stream, getting the data, and then calculating the loudness on that. I would also like to add support for Prometheus scraping because Nicola's recently as in the beginning of the week, set up a Prometheus instance for the DebConf video team so we can monitor all of our machines, and I would like to integrate this into that. That was fairly whirlwind, so I think if there's time, are there any questions?
Any questions?
So you managed to put this together in what, an afternoon, a morning?
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, just so, first of all, thank you. As somebody who uses this already, it's made my life considerably easier. It means I don't have to go running around every room 2 or 3 times in a talk just to make sure people have not done anything stupid. We can catch that. It's all about monitoring all the things. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It's a pleasure.
Anyone else for questions? Cool. Right, next up. Next up is Dimitri. Do you want a headset or handheld?
Headset.
One thing to my first. Oops.
It's probably easier if you want to type.
Yeah.
Use your hands, essentially.
In public. Please stand by, we're setting up. Your call is important to us. Video team is a multi-purpose organization. Not only do they know how to speak, they also know how to fix you up with your equipment.
Hello.
Oh.
Am I too loud? My voice is loud. You should turn it down somehow. Yay. Did this boot? Yay, that almost booted.
Maybe not that far. Can we hear him?
Well, I'll be back in a second. I don't know what's best for the camera shot. That one? That one. Maybe move the water away. Hopefully that stays up. Why is this on the wrong screen? Whee! 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 Hello, my name is Dimitri, and I have an ARM64 laptop, which is running there on the table and possibly visible on the cameras. And I just wanted to talk about a series of laptops which have come out within the last year and a half. They are normal laptops. And by normal, I mean they look like a laptop. They have like USB-C power. They have a decent amount of RAM. They have normal SSD or UFS storage. They run Snapdragon CPUs, so similar to the ones that are available on the high-end top-level mobile phones. They have graphics. However, the graphics require proprietary blobs, which are not yet released, but they are in progress to be released. There is Wi-Fi, LTE in them. They have SD cards, touchscreen pen, depending on the configuration. So like some laptops, they come with like detachable screens. Some are foldable as a yoga in terms of they convert from a laptop to a tablet. And they do have like TPMs and fingerprints such that when they ship with Windows 10, they do support Windows Hello and all of those authentication methods. They are UEFI. They do boot with Secure Boot. We do currently have to disable Secure Boot when trying to put Linux onto these machines, because otherwise kernel and grub will not load device tree blobs. And we currently do need device tree blobs to get basically most peripherals to work. The 5.3 kernel can boot with ACP. It doesn't provide as good support, but it can boot now, such that potentially we can even do Secure Boot very soon on these laptops. Here's a picture of the Asus Nova Go. I have it as well, but at home. The one I have with me today is a Lenovo Yoga C630. But yeah, it just has Ubuntu Bionic desktop on it, such that it looks and works as normal Ubuntu system. Here are the list of all the models which are available for sale. They're generally available. They're not out of stock or like require pre-order or anything like that. So you could buy these machines yourself. And upstream status. So the kernel v53 boots with ACP, such that with no patches, no nothing. But like with DTBs and patches, things work better. It's about like a small patch stack of about like 10 patches. The built-in Wi-Fi and LTE and accelerated graphics are not enabled yet, but people use USB-C, USB hubs, and then they plug in a USB Wi-Fi dongle into that. GNOME Shell is not accelerated yet, such that it's running on LLVM pipes, such that some things sometimes are slow, especially like on first login and first boot. But otherwise, the system is quite performant, such that you can do normal, regular desktop tasks on it. Snaps work if you care about desktop snaps, but that's kind of Ubuntu specific, I guess. Debian work, not started yet, but I'm hoping that I could, with the 5.3 kernel, do something and get Debian DI getting built as well for these machines. It will mean selecting the right DTB on boot and things like that, but hopefully I would be able to get a DI image out which just works as soon as the new kernel lands in Debian, because we do ideally want 5.3 kernel. Here are some URLs if you have one of these laptops or if you want to join the conversation. It's kind of organized like a few Linaro people, a few ARM people, and loads of people from various distributions. So there's somebody from Arch, there's somebody from Fedora, there's me with my Debian/Ubuntu hat on, and etc. Also, I have the laptop here with me. If you want to play around with it, feel free to come to me and play around with the laptop. And otherwise, this was supposed to be a lightning talk, but I was busy during lightning talks, so I'm done. Do you have questions?
Thank you very much. Next up, applause, applause, applause. Top quality spokesmodeling, I'm sure you'll agree.
So this model is a... So the question was, how much do they cost? Some of these models, they're like on sale and can be bought for like $500 or so. I think this one is about $1,000 last time I looked in US dollars, but they frequently go on sale at various places. So do check what's available in your geographic regions. Yay.
Anybody else? Marvelous. Right. Next up is Zigo, giving also a demo. Do you want headset on? Setup time. Please stand by. Oh, I'll unwind. That's all right. Use this.
So I'm going to show how to install Debian Mirror with just a few tiny commands. So this is my here you can see some machines that are waiting to be installed. I'm going to add one as a Debian Mirror. That's it, it's finished. I've installed the Debian Mirror. So what's behind it? This is my OpenStack cluster installer that can install some rules that are defined, and I've defined a rule which is called deb-mirror, and behind it there's a RISC-V sync, so archive sync Puppet module, which I released into Puppet Forge and also as a Debian package. So you can do just that if you want the default. Otherwise, you can override them. And it's going to set up Apache, pure FTPD, rsync, and FTP sync to do the job. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next up, Vagrant. I have no idea what he's demonstrating. I think neither do the rest of us. But he's very kindly offered to demonstrate. This is pretty much the nature of lightning talks and live demos. But we'd never admit that. Oops. I'm just talking over while you set up. Anyone know any good choreography? Anybody have any questions on the nature of the universe? Indeed, we know the answer, it's 42. I'm still not sure about the question. What was that, Paparazzo? True. Paparazzo did point out that that's assuming we're in the same universe. I mean, you know, no. Oh, very nearly there. Oh, do you want headset or handheld?
I will be typing.
Yeah.
That doesn't look promising.
Okay.
Well. And, oh, there we go. Uh-oh.
The joy of Video Team. Meanwhile, if you'd like to join Video Team, I'm sure that's possible. Volunteers are always needed. Speak to this lovely gentleman.
Just that one.
The one who's hiding.
I'll manage.
Well, I guess speak to me. I'll just point you at one of the
just turn this
the
around.
Video Team people. Anyway.
Oh.
Oh.
So close. Oh well.
Well, I mean, is it the right cable?
Yes, it is, but GNOME shell is keeping crashing.
Yeah. All right. Well,
We
another
tried.
time.
We tried. In that case, Bremner, where are you? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, what you can do is you can work on that screen.
Yeah. Oh, like move the mouse over
Oh,
there?
hang on.
Ah.
We might be getting
We're
somewhere.
on. All right.
Just click on your keyboard first.
Oh, already.
You need to know
Yeah.
it's totally the one.
Okay.
Okay. Please welcome Vagrant.
Hi. Hello? It works? Great. Oh, no. Does it still work? Hi. Okay. Hi, I'm Vagrant. I've been tinkering with RISC-V in various ways. And, oh, I misspelled tmux. All right. And it's not there. OK, great. So I had this idea to give a quick lightning talk, or, well, live demo. No, that's the wrong one. About RISC-V stuff. And I don't remember the command line at the moment. All right, let's try this command line. So you can listen to me talk. No, wrong one. So while I'm debugging, I typically am talking to myself the whole time, whether out loud or, let's see here. No, that's not a control key. So I like working with German keyboards for the first time.
Thanks. The control key is the one
Yeah.
that says STRG.
Yeah, I'm working on it. All right, so QEMU system RISC-V 64, otherwise pronounced QEMU system RISC-V. Oh no, that didn't work so well. But worry not. Okay, apparently when it crashed, it didn't remember any of the history. But fear not, I will pull up some useful information from the wiki. So I think it's a really important time to talk about RISC-V. Development on it has kind of installed in Debian for a while, you know, freezes and all that kind of stuff. And I just wanted to have some sort of inkling of something RISC-V going on today. All right. Okay, so basically what I want is, okay. I basically want to run a variation on this command. That didn't work. All right. So yeah, I just started working on this talk just around 2 minutes to 4.
And we're very grateful.
It's going great. I mean, people are still laughing after all this time. Either way is fine by me. Let's see, U-boot, OpenSBI. All right, anybody know how to cut and paste?
Nope.
Oh, I'm not very proficient with mice. Hold shift. Whoa, almost there. Pretty exciting live demo. Yeah, my next assistant will come up shortly, and we'll change the keyboard layout at random.
Could be worse, could be Dvorak.
How do I actually cut now? Control, okay, otherwise known as STRG, Shift, and C. Okay, we're doing great, huh? Okay, that's something else, okay. Oh boy. This is going off the rail now. What happens? Just click on it? You sure? All right. Oh no, I clicked on the wrong thing. Okay. Control, Shift T. All right. All right. There we go. We're running OpenSBI, which is a firmware for RISC-V systems. And it's booting into the QEMU virtual machine. And let's see, oh man, what do they do with the full screen? Let's try this.
F11.
Whoa. Okay. And it appears to be crashing, which is well in the spirit of live demos. But let's try this again here. Well, this is true, with good reason, because I didn't create a disk image yet. All right, let's see if I remember. Is it? That'll do it. I can barely see it either, so. with the mouse. Good plan. So I like to outsource my live demos to the audience.
Instructions provided by Xnox.
Okay, well, this is the history of RISC-V and Debian. That was not my talk. I'm kind of lost. There we go. Okay, so what did I miss? Did I miss?
You
like,
need
a
5
zero?
zeros, or how many it is?
However
6.
many it shows there. That's the right number of zeros.
5 zeros. So let's go back and add more zeros.
Excellent. I really like you. Here's.
You're missing 1 zero. So kill this.
Yeah.
So
on that.
control 1 to like switch
Kill
into
this.
chemo mode.
Killed.
Oh, okay.
Control Shift T. And let's hope our. Oh dear.
No. Control Shift V.
Control Shift V. Oh,
Without the enter.
just a second before I hit enter, I knew this was going to happen. All right.
No, add echo at first. So echo space.
Oh,
Control
good
Shift
thinking.
V.
All right, we can do this.
No.
All right.
Cancel. Cancel.
Escape? Oh, good. The escape key is where I expected it to be. All right. Control Shift T.
Echo
and
space.
Echo
Space. Yeah, Control Shift V.
All right. Control Shift V. All right. Oh.
Enter. That's fine because that will
Yeah,
break.
that's fine.
Yeah.
You think like I do.
Yeah, and then Control A to remove the echo as well.
Yeah. Control A. Great. Okay, we're doing pretty good here. That next line might be important. Let's find out. Oh no, here we go. We got to a U-boot shell. See, version. We're running U-boots.
Woohoo! Right, but why aren't you running UEFI?
Yeah, well, if you can help with the EFI port on RISC-V, I'm sure we can.
No, it is UEFI based. Like, it's upstream and everything.
Oh, good. I don't know about that. I'm the U-boot maintainer. But I was more ambitious with my original vision for this lightning talk some, 20 minutes ago, where I was planning on actually even bootstrapping this whole thing. But I imagine we're kind of running low on time, aren't we? But all right. So I might need your help. If somebody in the audience,
Should we adjust your headset?
I don't know.
No, it's awesome.
fun.
I love it.
I don't know. Is it the new fashion?
I can amplify it if needed.
Okay. What if I right-click on it? Can I make this font bigger somehow?
Control Shift plus.
Control Shift plus. Anybody know where the plus key is?
So,
Well, this is a US key map on a German keyboard.
I thought it was
keep
like 3
pressing
keys.
Control
I
Shift
think it was
keys.
3 keys to the left of the backspace.
That's not a plus. That's what the key cap says. But
No, not
okay,
on
so we
German.
switch back to the German layout. Hold on, I'll do something off screen here for a moment. And then we can hit plus, and then we switch it back to English. You know, Control Shift plus. No.
Think on the terminal.
Make another terminal.
No, in the terminal. It doesn't have focus.
Click inside the terminal where GNU is.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Go
now
to-
do it.
Okay, Control Shift plus, you think?
Yes. Well, maybe not inside chemo,
All
right?
So let's go inside this terminal.
And try that.
Plus. No. Okay.
Right click and change
I think
the
I'm
profile
in the German
settings
layout now. Where's the plus?
to have a bigger font.
All right. We want more fonts. Bigger fonts, please. Yeah. And then we switch to the other terminal.
Ooh. But the other terminal will still be small, by the way. Because,
Okay.
thank you, assistant
All right.
number 2.
So here we are. We can try booting. Oh, there's nothing to boot yet. So if I remember correctly, Ah, there we go. I used to maintain QEMU, but it's been a long time ago. So we can add some more stuff to this command line, I think.
But without the echo and extra zero.
How did we get there? I just hit up arrow once.
Because you had space before QEMU command line, it didn't store in history. Yes, if you prefix space to a command, it will not be stored in history.
Well, let's do it right this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
More zero.
Oh, almost. Okay.
Do the quit thing. You know how to do the quit thing.
Yeah, we learned this. We all learned this today. Control AC for those who could not see my fingers.
Yeah.
And all of those were where I expected them on a US keyboard layout, except control was spelled funny. Okay, extra zero. Great. Zero's right there. No surprises. And we need... oh, wait, we're back to the German layout. All right. Let's fix that. I mean, you know, break it, whatever. Okay. English. Okay. All right.
I'm good.
Yeah, I have some questions. Okay. So where did we have that wiki page? All right. Now the wiki page is very large. All right. So we need to create a disk image and then run debootstrap on it, right? Oh, wow. Yeah. Is there anybody else after me? No. Oh, Bremner is? But, I mean, does Bremner was kind of trying to get out of this. I don't know. Can we get Bremner on the mic?
I can do a 5 or 3 minute demo, so.
All right. I see. All right. So as long as the timekeepers are, like, on top of things. Yeah.
Okay, I think I got bored now.
All right. Walk me through this whole copy and paste business again. Technically, but we're having too much fun. I see. All right, Control-Shift-C?
Yeah.
All right, great. Okay, here we are. Let's get out of here. I think that, oh dear, that's not a control key. All right, we'll try this again. Yeah, well, yeah, I was trying the one that has a funny shaped pointed hat thing. On my key, it's normally called caps lock, but it does anything but. Okay, we have an image. Oh, it's a very large image. Hope that's okay. Tobias, what do you think? Plenty of room left, except that didn't create any actual image. Okay, we'll be here. You know, I mean, it's not very realistic to actually debootstrap this thing, but we already have the file system. Okay. Oh, wow. Did I write this? Okay. Wow, I would, this is one of those, I did this section on the wiki, but I copy and pasted from the previous section. Second variant is easier. Let's see here. Well, I'm kind of a traditionalist. Let's just go here. Okay. I mean, this is not going to be very, yeah, we don't have enough time to actually get anywhere. But thank you for bearing with me and the abundant help. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I would just like to ask Dimitri and Toby up to the stage to take a bow with Vagrant for this demo.
Yeah. All of us together can accomplish great things. Or at least meek things.
And indeed, next up is Bremner, your favorite mathematician and mine.
I didn't know he did math.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to out him. build a database of Buildinfo files.
We definitely got to add that to the diversity criteria, mathematician. Better than over 35, which is frankly just dumb. Okay.
Okay, you're on.
Oh, goody. I need HDMI cable. It's very short. What the heck? So I think I had about the same amount of time to prepare as Vagrant did, so don't get your hopes up. The good news is next year's demos will have something to beat. Oh, what? Right. Do we have video? Yes. Oh, cool. Okay. So lots of different teams and people have encountered the situation of broken build dependencies. And when these things aren't shared libraries, it's not very easy to figure out. And so ask the Go team how much fun this is, right? So some of us thought, oh, goody, that's what built-with was for. And after we were beaten soundly, we started thinking about other solutions. So one solution is just to add a header to the source package, or rather to the binary package. But that doesn't help you with things that are already built. And so what I realized is, hey, we have all these great Buildinfo files, right? Thank you, reproducible builds, again. So one thing I could do is just search the Buildinfo files, right? Okay. So grep is not very much fun on 12 gigabytes of Buildinfo files. So I just sort of decided to teach myself Postgres, which is very cool, by the way. If you haven't used Postgres, it's very cool. So what is this? This is on a little server that I run, which has more disk space than my laptop, because you need 12 gigabytes for the Buildinfo files and about 4 gigabytes for the database, which indexes them. Okay, so let's look at a demo here. So I'm just going to run it, and then we can have a look at it. So okay, so takes a little time. It's not a very fast machine, right? But apparently there's 170 files which are built using an old version of a helper tool that I wrote. That's the middle column here. I apologize, the UI is a little bit primitive still, but anyway, I just answered a question, right? So find all the source packages that need to be rebuilt to be built against using the latest version of this tool. So we can do the same with Automake. How many files, how many source packages do you think in SID are not built against the latest Automake? Any guesses? More than one, right? Okay, so 4,510. That's quite a few. All right, so I have a couple minutes left, so let me just look at one of these. I'm trying to make it big. So there's a couple tables. There's a table of binary packages, which is download from the mirrors. There's a table of builds, which is the Buildinfo files indexed. And there's a table of dependencies, so I can search on the dependencies. And there's a little bit of sort of boilerplate SQL here to connect all the tables together, also because probably I suck at databases. But the super cool thing, I want to give a shout out to Mayon for his Deb version plugin. This is super cool. It just works magically. You just slam the strings into the database, and then it understands epochs and tildes and all that crazy stuff. So to change from DHELPA to Automake, I just change, look at me point at my screen. That word there and that version there. So I think I have like 1 minute left. So let me just do one more demo, which is something Holger asked me about, which is files that are missing Buildinfo files. Right? So we can do negative queries after scratching our heads a bit and reading Stack Overflow. So how many of those? Well, Holger already gave away the punchline. There's 6,800 things which haven't been built in SID, and there's also a DAC bug which throws away Buildinfo files for things that go through new. So that totals up to about 8,000. So anyway, that's my demo.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for coming here. Thank you to all the speakers. Submissions are very, very much encouraged for Saturday's session. It's Saturday at 1:30. Please write to islightningreal@debconf.org. There will be a reminder in the daily announcements. And yes, thank you very much. Also, shout out to Laura. We miss you.
Why did she just hand me a microphone?